Hi and welcome back to another video of jPlay, and yes, today I'm starting my solo playthrough of Star Wars Outer Rim. I'm not 100% sold on this. Of course it's Star Wars, of course it's cool, but I don't know if it doesn't feel too simplistic for my taste, and maybe just because it is lacking some replayability, because you're really storming through some of the decks relatively quickly. So I'm pretty sure that this will change with some of the expansions. It's pretty much the same experience I had with Eldritch Horror back then, where I really thought after one or two plays, oh man, this game is boring, I'm cycling through this deck so quickly and it really doesn't have any replayability. But things really dramatically changed with the first, I would say, two expansions. The first expansion was already great, the small box, but then I think it was the Mountains of Madness, if I'm not mistaken, or so, where it really felt, okay, now the game is pretty much complete, and something similar could happen here too. So yeah, let's see how things go, shall we? Okay, and here we are. This is pretty much the standard setup. So you can randomize all those planetary systems, whatever you like, but I decided to go with a, let's say, standard setup in this case, totally random. I got this fella here, IG-88. So yes, I will be a bounty hunter, and the AI will be no one less than Han Solo. That's really kind of a bummer, because the AI usually ignores all, let's say, special abilities that are on cards, all but those plus abilities here. So in this case, Han Solo gains +2 speed, and he already starts the game with a relatively quick ship actually, which is the G9 rigger here. Has a speed of 6, firepower of 2 and shielding of 3. That's pretty much a basic ship, and the game comes with two different ones. I decided to go with a nameless G1A starfighter here. It's a little bit slower, has 1 die more in respect to firepower, and also can take 1 more damage. I'm a bounty hunter after all, so I think this totally makes sense. I think I will not explain any rules in advance. I will, as usual, I will play the game and explain everything as I go. Maybe one final thing to have a look at would be our quote-unquote, starting gear. In this case, I started the game with a random bounty card here, so pretty much IG-88 told me to draw one random setup card, and this was one of those, I believe, for the 90s. There are 4 different ones, so yes, there is definitely some replayability in this one. That's my first job, so I need to find Dr. Iversan. Yeah, we know all this guy. He's pretty beatable actually, only rolls 2 dice when fighting, so overall definitely good starting bounty, I would say. We gain 5,000 credits and 1 fame, and fame are the victory points in this game. And I have not fully made up my mind yet if I want to play to the full 10 victory points or fame points here, like the rules suggest. So that's a standard game. That's also true for the solo experience. Or if I should go with 8 points instead. I think I will not come even close in my very first episode here, so I will let you decide how much you want to see. But maybe let's have a look at the starting card for Han Solo. I think that was a number 91. There are 3 of those in the deck, so there's also some variety. In this, they have to deliver luxury rares, or he has to deliver luxury rares to Nal Hutta, which is not too far from him actually. Good thing is, with this job, he only gets credits and no extra fame or whatnot. So right now Han Solo is here at the Ring of Kafrene, and yeah, he needs to go all the way here to Nal Hutta. Again, that's really not too far from him in order to deliver his luxury wares here. I, on the other hand, I have no clue where this guy is. So we have all those contact tokens here face down, and yeah, I have to find out where they are. Boba Fett actually has a very cool ability, because it allows him as an action to peek under one of those tokens when he lands on a planet. He has to be there apparently, but this will definitely make things a lot quicker for him. But yeah, that's something, yeah, I have to accept. The only thing I do know is that the Doctor is a white contact, so easy one, only 1 pip here, so we should be able to defeat him once we find him. But yeah, we have to find him first. But okay, let's get started. Let's have a look at our play turn. We will do our full turn until we hand it over to the other player, and we play that until one of us reaches the 8 or 10 points. Again, something I will debate. First player starts with 4,000 credits, the second player with 6,000 players, and so on. So yeah, game immediately ends basically at the end of a turn when I was able to achieve my goal of fame. I have a planning step, I have an action step, and I have an encounter step. During my planning, I can move my ship. I can simply do some work, I guess, 2,000 credits, or I could recover all of my damage, which is something that I had to do if I would have been defeated, which will happen sooner or later. Pretty sure about that. Then we will have an action step where we can take all of the actions in basically any combination we want, only once each. That's the important piece. And last but not least, we have an encounter step, which is really something I like about this game. And that's the only piece where I would say this game feels a little bit more thematic than Firefly, because we have all those nice events, Eldritch Horror-like, that will happen at the end of a turn. Okay, let's get cracking. And the thing is, at Takodana, there is no white character. As you can see, we have a green one here and we have a yellow one here, so staying here may not be our best option. But here at the Ring of Kafrene we do have a white character, so maybe I really should move there actually. And I think this is what I should be doing. I really shuffle those well, so whatever comes up here, I have no clue about this, promise that. So during my planning I can do exactly one of those options, and I decide to move 1, 2 spaces, so there is nothing that hinders our movement here. I have a movement of 5, so that's really not a problem. Unfortunately, I cannot immediately attack Han Solo here. I always have to have, I don't know, a mission, a bounty, or something like that. Though I cannot simply attack another player, which is pretty also similar to Firefly, actually, when you're using the bounty hunter kind of expansion. You also really have to have the job in your hand in order to do some stuff against your opponent, which I really like, to be honest. But yeah, enough said. So this was pretty much our planning step. Now we move into the action step. I could deliver cargo and bounties. I don't have one, so let's look at our market actions. And right now we have those 6 decks here available. We have some cargo, stolen jewels. They cost us 10,000 bucks. Unfortunately, I don't have 10,000. I only have 4. But we could do the castle run. How cool is that? We could go with a smuggling compartment, which is actually pretty nice. Or we could go for a weapon. Problem is, I don't have 6,000 bucks either. And here we could go for another, spaceship pretty much. An HWK freighter. I think that's the one aus Jedi Knight, Knights of the Old Republic, I believe, right? If I'm not mistaken. And here we have another bounty for 8,000, but he's Saw Gerrera. He's a yellow one. Yellow are the toughies, and he rolls 6 dice against my 3. So, wow, he's a tough one. One thing that I can always do during the market step is take 1 card and put this to the bottom of the deck. And maybe this is what I want to do. I think this bounty is way too tough for me. So I will put this to the bottom, and I will reveal a new one. Garandon, that's more like it. I think that's really actually cool. So I can now trade with the market. I don't have to go for this card, but I only can take 1 card here. The smuggling compartment, kind of nice, but I think I'm not really that kind of a smuggler. I want bounty. So I think, let's go for another bounty actually. Garandon, another white guy. So I think, let's totally go for that. And after you gain a reward from this card, the Imperium doesn't like me anymore so much, so I will use 1 Imperial reputation, of course. It's an Imperial spy apparently, so let's grab this card. Absolutely, we will reveal a new one, and now we see if basically one of the patrols will move. And yes, they will move, and that's pretty much the Imperium that will move 3 spaces closer to me. But right now I'm really not concerned about those, because I'm neutral with all of those factions here. So I think I can take it. I still have to stop when I move over those, but they don't do me any harm. And right now we have the Tidirium here, it seems. It will move, 3 spaces. So that's 1, 2, 3. Yeah, they will move to me, but again, they will not do me anything. I could decide to encounter them actually. And then I could gain 5,000 credits, and then this token will be gone, and then the level 2 ship comes out, and then I'm basically with a negative reputation. So maybe not the best idea right now, but I don't have to encounter those guys. Let's have a look at the encounter step now. Again, I could trade with another player, but the AI doesn't trade with me apparently. So I can now fight this patrol. I think let's not do that. I have to do that if I have a negative reputation. Again, I don't have that. We can go for an encounter card, pretty much, which belongs to the planet, or we could resolve a contact token. That was our plan after all. And of course, I will go for a white one because I'm basically checking for 2 white guys and, oh sorry, not white guys, white contacts, and unfortunately it's Ponda Baba. So in theory, if I would have a bounty for those guys, I could skip the normal encounter, but in this case I have to check basically card number 20 from the Codex. No, I think it's not the Codex in this game. Or Codex is from Arkham Horror 3rd, but pretty much the same thing. And you can tell there's only one Ponda Baba. Maybe this is something they will fix with some of the expansions, that you get different contacts, different cards for contacts. I don't know, but for now, that's our card. He doesn't like you, but a few credits may change his mind. Test strength. We do have strength. That's good. If you fail, your character suffers 2 damage. Pass or fail, you may spend 3,000 to gain the crew below and discard Ponda Baba's token. That's not bad. The problem with Ponda Baba is apparently he's not a droid, and my personal goal says have 2 droid crew to gain 1 fame and flip this card. So yeah, I don't know if I want to spend my hard-earned money. Would be too much. I basically got this, or I don't know where I got this from. So I think, but let's do the strength test first. And as I mentioned, we do have strength, which means that on this die result, not just the criticals hit, no, also the normal stars would count as success. I'm always rolling 2 of those dice, and if I roll 1 star, 1 crit, I basically succeeded. Okay, that was double good, but yeah, it doesn't really change the thing. At least I'm not losing anything, and now I could decide to spend $3,000. I already have strength. The good thing about Ponda Baba is I can still use him for ground combat, because if you have at least 2 of your eye results, pretty much, I win the combat regardless of your opponent's results. So if I roll a lot of dice, then maybe this could help me. The thing is, I'm only rolling 3 dice and rolling doubles here, and $3,000. I already have strength. I don't know. I think I won't spend the money, and yeah, I will send him back to the code or the codex, and I think that's pretty much the end of my turn. So we leave Ponda Baba where he is, face up, by the way. And yeah, that's again the end of my turn. Let's move over to Han Solo. We will draw our first AI cards, and I really like those. They are really well designed, actually, because there isn't much that you have to interpret. Actually, you simply follow those things, you do what the card says, and usually you're good. Sometimes you have to calculate the fastest way or things like that, but apart from that, the cards are pretty even. So do the first that applies. That's what we're doing here. So in this case, if defeated, recover all damage. He's not defeated. Move towards closest goal. I think that's what he does. He does have a goal, because we already know that he wants to deliver some cargo luxury rares to Nal Hutta. So he has a speed of 8 pretty much. So he will make it there no matter what, I believe. He will always go the shorter route. Doesn't matter that he starts his turn in the patrol of a token. Only if he crosses it or enters a space with it, then something might happen. But in this case, he starts from this, so also not a problem. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep, he will make it to Nal Hutta here. So this was already his planning step. If at cargo destination, yes we are, so he will deliver it, which means this goes back to the deck, basically to the bottom, and he just earned his first 5,000 credits. Isn't that nice? This goes back to the bottom. No, it's not. It's basically a setup card, so it basically goes back to the codex, to the archive. I really cannot remember what it is. We do all that apply in this step here, by the way. Then he will buy more cargo and place a gold token on card's destination. So let's see what the current cargo is. It's this smuggling compartment, which is pretty okay for him. The thing is, he's not doing anything with this text here. So in this case, he would buy it, I believe, but he cannot use it, to be honest, because again, he will ignore all the text other than plus something, for example. So in this case, I'm not really sure if he will dump the card and draw something else. But of course, we have this handy dandy player or reference here. The AI player will buy an asset that it cannot use. For example, a hired Greek card from the market deck. So yeah, let's go for it. So Han will spend 2,000 credit to go for this smuggling compartment. So let's reveal the next card for the movement. And in this case, it's, oh, I keep forgetting, it's Hut, of course. Hut is moving 3 spaces. They also start over here, so 1, 2, 3 spaces. I believe they will jump over me and really move towards the player who triggered this. But this was the action step for Han. So let's check the encounter step. If minus reputation metron patrol in this space, there is no patrol, we can get rid of it. Spend $8,000 to gain 1 fame, and yes, he just got the money he needed. Wow, that's insane. 6, 7, 8,000 credits for his very first victory point right in turn 1. Are you kidding me? And I think now this has made my choice much easier, that we should play until 10 actually. And I believe it's really more difficult actually when just playing with 8, because he really starts relatively quickly. You're usually able to catch up sooner or later. I never played against Han, by the way, so I'm not really sure. Maybe he is really tough. Pretty sure he's one of the most powerful characters out there. But yeah, I drew him at random, so there we are. But I think that's already the end of his turn 2, which means we'll put the card to the bottom of the deck here. And there is a card pretty much that says reshuffle the deck once you resolved it anyway. Interesting piece now is that Han doesn't have a gold token. He will definitely get one sooner or later, but for now he will more or less camp on Al-Huta and will more or less start earning money. 2,000 credits each turn, and that sooner or later we will buy another fame point. But yeah, again, sooner or later something will pop up where we get a new mission token, then he will start moving. But this is something I also didn't encounter that often, to be honest. They don't have, or the AI doesn't have a clue where to go to. But okay, let's do one more round. And now this patrol ship here, yeah, poses a problem to us because I cannot move over it. Even though I'm not in a negative reputation with the huts, I still have to stop. I can only move over them if I have a positive reputation with any of those factions. So I think I need to go up, maybe, let's go to Naboo actually. I think we could still do that. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, not a big deal in this case. Usually you always find a way. So yeah, let's go here, because at Naboo we also have some white, or a white contact here. I think, yeah, let's go for it. 1, 2, 3. Again, that was my planning step, and this is really what I like about this game. It really feels relatively quick. Then I guess it's time to ditch a card. Kessel Run is tough. It gives us 2 fame, which is good, but also tough one. We have to get to Kessel first, and we have to do the job, which is basically a series of tests, but it's interesting. But I think I need a weapon. And this weapon is too expensive, but I could use it because I'm a strength character. Because if I have strength, you may turn one of your eye results to a critical hit. So I think overall that's a good card for us, actually. So maybe we don't want to ditch that. Maybe let's go for this here. Let's ditch the stolen jewels, because I cannot afford those either. We will reveal a new card. What is it? Oh wow, it's $20,000. A gift for Jabba. And by the way, now those patrols do not activate. Only when you really buy a card and then reveal a new card, then the new card will more or less trigger the patrols. I can still get something from the market deck now. I could go for this Bacta supplies here, and I need to deliver this to Takodana, which this is good actually. But it's the wrong direction. No, it's also not great. This is tough. Maybe we should go for Castle. No, I can even not go for Castle. Oh, that's really bad. That was really a bad draw. So do I want to spend 1,000 and get 6? Yeah, let's do that. So let's get some back to supplies. Pretty much this cargo card we will slide it to under our ship. We will reveal a new card. And in this case, the Imperium will more or less follow us. Another 3 spaces, 1, 2, 3. We are still good with them, so no questions asked. That's fine. That was my action step. There aren't any actions which make sense, at least. So yeah, let's go for the encounter phase. And again, I want to see what's under this white token here. And W1LE, that's a droid. This could be good, actually. So let's get card 22 out. You see, it's also only 1. What do we have? Most droids are rather high-strung, so W1LE's laid-back demeanor and easy charm are a pleasant surprise. If you are Lando Calrissian, we are not. You may gain the crew below and discard the token. We are not Lando Calrissian. Makes sense. Otherwise, you may test tech. This is good. We have tech. So far we're lucky. If you pass, gain the crew below and discard the token. If you would fail, you may still spend 3,000. So yeah, we can really convince her, I would say. So we are rolling only 2 dice. And because we have the tech ability, we also count the normal stars as successes. And yes, of course, we failed badly. Oof, that was tough. I still want the crew. Yeah, we want this droid. Because what's the special ability? As an encounter, we can perform a market action even if you are at a nav point or perform this action during your action step. And it has the influence keyword. And it's a droid. Again, we need 2 droids in order to go for our personal goal. So yeah, let's spend final money we have. Really bad, but yeah, let's go for it. Yeah, why not? The problem is our starting ship only has 1 crew compartment, so I will not be able to fulfill my goal because I need a more advanced spaceship. There is a ship out there which actually has 2 crew slots here, so I think it could be still worth it. So again, moving to Takodana could still be a good idea. We deliver our cargo and buy this freighter here, and then we can basically go for our second droid. So overall, definitely something to think about. But one thing we must not forget is to remove this token here. It's out of the game for good. Only when we more or less ditch the crew, then we will park the token at the closest available contact space somewhere on the board. Okay, this was already our round. Let's do Han's turn now. So let's draw the next AI card. And the planning step is, I believe, always the same, if I can recall that correctly. So he's not defeated. He will not move because he doesn't have a goal. So in this case, it's straightforward. He will go for the last one. He will simply gain 2,000 bucks. If he does it a lot, then yeah, he can trade them in for fame. So he really can camp on Nalhuta for the rest of the game and will still be, let's say, making a lot of points. Then we go for the action step. If at cargo destinations, nope. So we will buy another cargo card here and place a gold token on the card's destination. I think in this case, there is something. That's an illegal good. Cannot buy on Tatooine. We are not on Tatooine. Oh, which means he has to deliver this cargo to Tatooine. Okay. So yeah, he will basically buy this cargo for 2,000 credits. Yeah, let's put it into his cargo hold. Let's also place another gold token here onto Tatooine. And keep in mind, totally thematically, his reputation with the Hutts is really not looking good. Let's reveal the next card though. And this is something really you cycle through this deck in no time, actually. Kind of lame, and I think this is really where I am sure that we will see a lot of additional cards in one of the expansions. And in this case, the Hutts will move again, which could be bad news for him. It's 4 spaces. No, they're too far away from him. But at least they will come closer. 1, 2, 3, 4 spaces. I believe that's the shortest route actually towards him. Yeah, that was his action step only. So let's see what he does. Reputation minus. No, there's no petrol. Spent 8,000. He basically has a measly 1,000. Gain 4,000. Yep. That's definitely something he can do. So he's at 5 now again. Then lose 1 reputation with the nearest Petrol's faction, and again that's the HUD. So in this case, yeah, he cannot lose more, so it's only minus, and there is no -2 or whatever it is. So in this case, this worked out pretty well for Han, and that's already the end of his turn 2. And I think I will end my playthrough here. I'm pretty sure as of the next round things will go much faster, so I can definitely do 3 or maybe 4 turns per video in order to really speed this through. This game doesn't really take ages. Of course, it depends a little bit on, until how many victory points you actually play, but usually it plays relatively quickly. Now I'm talking a lot, so yeah, things are feeling slower than they actually are. I really hope you're enjoying my little playthrough here. Again, a big shout out to all my patrons out there. Really, you're a star. Be like my patrons. And yeah, check out my site on Patreon. Support the show, the channel. Really appreciate it. Hope to see you soon in one of my other videos. And until then, bye bye.